Hello children, welcome to AIMS India online classes live session biology. Today we are going to discuss about respiration. What is respiration? How energy is released. So here the lesson title is Respiration, the energy releasing system. Are you ready children? Let us proceed. Usually using food to carry out life process is a key to life for all living beings in both multicellular or unicellular. So this sentence reveals that food is required for the production of energy. Energy is required to carry out any function. Whether it is unicellular or multicellular organism, food is the basic need, which we have already discussed about the nutrition. The food provides energy for all bodily activities only after breakdown through the process of respiration. Here the food means the digested food. Okay. After digestion, the food is assimilated. Assimilated means the digested food is mixed with the blood and reach each and every cell of our body, each and every cell of the living organism, where it provides the energy by breaking down in the process of respiration. Thus, respiration leads to final utilization of food. The digested food material is utilized in the process of respiration. The cells of the living body use food constantly to help our body to function properly. They require the presence of gas, food material and some chemicals. Okay. So this, let us discuss about the presence of gas, food materials and some chemicals. In the cells, as soon as the digested food material transported to the cells or reach the cells, they undergo a process. During that process is called respiration, or it is also called the oxidation of food material. For this purpose, the presence of gas, which gas? Oxygen. The food materials means digested food materials. What are the end products of digestion? Glucose. Carbohydrates are converted to glucose, and the proteins are converted to amino acids, and the carbohydrates are converted to these fats are converted to fatty acids. These are the end products of digestion. These end products reach the cells. Mainly glucose is the primary substrate for the production of energy. Okay. So this glucose in the presence of oxygen and some chemicals. What are the chemicals? In the digestion also some chemicals involved. What are those? Enzymes. In the same manner, in the respiration also some chemicals are involved in the production of energy. So here this is a catalytic process, breaking down process, catabolic process. Okay. The breaking of digested food materials to release energy is called respiration. Okay. Next, the term respiration, it was derived from a Latin word respire. The meaning is to breathe. It refers to the whole chain of process from inhalation of air to the use of oxygen in the cells. Okay. The presence of gas. How that gas reach the cells? By breathing. Some different organ system is involved in the process of respiration. Systematically it takes place. Okay. How it takes place? This let us study in detail. Okay. First, discovery of gases. Discovery of gases. Discovery of gases and respiration. The gases which involved in the respiration. The term respiration came into use a century after the word breathing was used. Okay, 100 years after using the term breathing, this respiration term was come into existence. Okay, way back in the 14th century, during which time, during the 14th century, the term respiration come into existence. It was used much before the people knew that air is a mixture of gases. As we know that, what is air? Air is a mixture of gases. They hardly knew anything about all life process that took place internally in a living body. Okay. Many people use that air is a mixture of gases, and they knew anything about that all the life process took place internally in a living body, inside the body. Respiration, which was used as the medical term, it was used as a medical term, usually referred to as the process involving passage of air and the production of body heat. Okay, the respiration, which was used as a medical term. The respiration refers to the process involving how the air is passed inside and the production of heat in the body. Okay, it was not until 18th century when Lavoisier and Joseph Priestley did a comprehensive work on the properties of gases, their exchange and respiration, that we came to know something about how the process of gaseous exchange goes on in our body. Okay, in the 18th century, several experiments were conducted by the famous scientists Lavoisier and Joseph Priestley. These two scientists we come across even in the photosynthesis. Okay, they stated that the gas which is produced by the plants is used by the animals. The gas required for the combustion is produced from the plants by conducting several experiments. Beljar experiment they have conducted. Okay, we discussed in the first lesson. So here the process of gaseous exchange goes on in our body. The Lavoisier also carried out the several experiments to understand the properties of gases. He conducted several experiments to understand the property of gases. Let us see. So the first one is Lavoisier and second one is Joseph Priestley. The two figures, the two images of these scientists are given here. The discovery of gases and respiration we are discussing. It is clear that Lavoisier, so he is the Lavoisier. Lavoisier thought that the gas liberated on heating powdered charcoal in a bell jar kept over water in a trough was like fixed air. Okay, so this fixed air it is nothing but CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay, so what he has done, it is clear that the Lavoisier thought that the gas liberated on heating powdered charcoal, coal, the black color, in a bell jar kept over a water in a trough was like a fixed air, that is the carbon dioxide. The next series of experiments dealt with the combustion of phosphorus in a bell jar. Okay, he did another experiment, combustion of phosphorus, burning of phosphorus in the presence of oxygen. From these studies, Lavoisier showed that whatever in the atmospheric air which combined with the phosphorus was not water vapor. Okay, he confirmed that whatever the air which is combined with the phosphorus is not the water vapor. It was not the water vapor, it was something. So that is oxygen. His final words are, the substance which combines with the phosphorus is either air itself, air means here oxygen, either air itself or another elastic fluid present in a certain proportion in the air which we breathe. This was the respirable air, a component of air that also helped in burning. The component of air that also helped in burning. Okay, so this is the words of the Lavoisier. Okay, and he finally confirmed that the air which we breathe is also help in burning. Okay, means combustion. Okay, next continuation. What was produced by combustion? What was produced by combustion? So before that, the Lavoisier and the Priestley also, Priestley experiment helped us to find out more about the combustion of air. Okay, the Priestley also conducted the similar experiments which we have you have already studied in your previous class. Okay, that is in 7th class itself. So recall the concepts, that is which we have learnt in the nutrition chapter. Once you revise it, you will easily understand. Okay, children, so let us proceed. What was produced by combustion according to Lavoisier? What did Lavoisier find out about air from his experiment? What conclusion can be drawn from Lavoisier's experiment? So what was produced by the combustion according to the Lavoisier? So it is the carbon dioxide which is produced. So what did the Lavoisier find out about the air from his experiment? So it is the air which we breathe also supports the combustion, that is oxygen. What conclusion can be drawn from the Lavoisier experiment? This is only the conclusion, that is the air which we use for respiration also helps in the combustion, either air itself or another elastic fluid present in certain proportion in the air which we breathe. So this was the respirable air, a component of air that also helped in breathing. Okay, Lavoisier noted that there was a profound difference between the air in which combustion of a metal had been carried out and the one which had served for respiration. Okay, he noted that there was a profound difference, there is a lot of difference. The air in which combustion of a metal had been carried out and the one which had served for respiration. The air that we breathe out precipitated lime water, while that after heating metal did not. Okay, means the air which come out when we heat the metal, some air come out, and the air which we breathe out during the respiration, during expiration, means the breathing out process. So that air precipitated the lime water, means converted the lime water milky white, and the air which come out after heating the metal it does not convert the lime water milky, means they are different. By heating a metal, some hydrogen gas may be evolved, but during respiration the gas which is evolved come out is carbon dioxide, which turned the lime water milky. Okay, from this he deducted that there was two processes involved in respiration. Therefore he carried out another experiment by which he showed that about 1/6 of volume of vitiated air. Vitiated air means, this is the term used to show the air from which the component needed for burning had been removed. Okay, vitiated air means the air from which oxygen is removed. Okay, children, what is vitiated air? A term used to show the air from which the component needed for burning had been removed. Okay, consists of chalky acid gas, means carbon dioxide is present. That carbon dioxide chalky acid gas means it is nothing but fixed air or carbon dioxide. Let us proceed. Lavoisier experiments review. And therefore to recreate the common air from the vitiated air, it was not enough merely to add the appropriate amount of air needed for burning or respirable air. So the existing chalky acid gas must also be removed. Even that carbon dioxide is also removed. So now he drew immediately the logical conclusion regarding the process of respiration. What is that logical conclusion? Either eminently respirable air is changed in the lungs to chalky acid gas. Either eminently respirable air is changed in the lungs to chalky acid gas or chalky acid air, or an exchange takes place, the eminently respirable air being absorbed and an almost equal volume of chalky acid air being given up to the air from the lungs. Okay, how much oxygen is absorbed? The same respirable air means here oxygen you have to consider. Chalky acid air means carbon dioxide or fixed air. Okay, so here exchange takes place, the eminently respirable air being absorbed, oxygen is absorbed, and an almost equal volume of chalky acid air being given up to the air from the lungs. Okay, exchange of gases is taking place inside the lungs. So he had to admit that there was strong grounds for believing that eminently respirable air did combine with the blood to produce red color. Okay, so here there is a strong evidence believing that the respirable air did combine with the blood. It combines with the blood to produce thick red color composition. Okay, oxygenated blood it is called. So Lavoisier findings lead to several other researchers also. So what are those researchers? One question is given: which gas do you think is Lavoisier talking about when he says chalky acid gas? Chalky acid gas, what is that gas? He is thinking about carbon dioxide. Which gas according to him is respirable air? Which gas according to him is respirable air? Here I have underlined two: respirable air and chalky acid air. Respirable air is nothing but the air rich in oxygen. Chalky acid air, the air rich in CO2, carbon dioxide. What steps in the process of respiration does Lavoisier mentioned as an inference of his experiment? Okay, what steps? The two important steps, that is, the exchange takes place immediately, respirable air being observed and the same or equal volume of chalky acid air being given up from the lungs. Okay, let us proceed. Lavoisier findings. Which gas according to him respirable air? It is nothing but oxygen. What step in the process of respiration does the Lavoisier mention as the inference of his experiment? So that we have discussed a few lines about the textbook of human physiology. So it was written by a renowned chemist. Who is that? John Draper, around mid 19th century. Okay, the term respiration in the 14th century. So in the mid 19th century, it goes like this. The words, the chief materials which a living being receives are matter that can be burnt, water and oxygen gas, and out of the action of these upon one another, all the physical phenomenon of its life arise. What the body expels out is water, oxide of carbon, phosphorus, sulfur and others. See, these sentences will help to understand the origin of life also. The chief materials which a living being receives are matters that can be burnt, water and oxygen gas, and out of the action of these upon one another, okay, all the physical phenomenon of its life arise. What the body expels out is water and oxide of carbon, oxide of phosphorus, oxide of sulfur and others. Okay, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, phosphorus oxides. Okay, thus we can see that the role of major compounds and elements in the process of respiration was known by the middle of the 19th century. Okay, let us proceed. Here, the events and the steps in respiration. It is a very complex process. It is not so simple that taking in of oxygen, giving out of carbon dioxide is the respiration, which you studied in your lower classes, but it is a complex process. It is a very complex process of several biochemical and physical processes involved. But for the general understanding on what goes on, we shall study under the following heads. Okay, so the first one is breathing. What is breathing means? The air movement into and out of lungs. The process of movement of air into the lungs and out of the lungs is called breathing. Next, gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange at lungs level means exchange of gases between the alveoli and blood. The structure of lungs. So the lungs are spongy in nature. They are made up of several structural and functional units. They are called air sacs or alveoli. These alveoli are called the structural and functional unit of lungs, where the exchange of gases takes place. Next, gas transport by blood. So in the lungs only, the alveoli contain very minute capillaries where the oxygen combines with the blood and the carbon dioxide leaves the bed. Okay, this is called gaseous exchange or transport of gases by blood. The transport of oxygen from blood capillaries of alveoli to the body cells and return of carbon dioxide. Okay, so the hemoglobin present in the blood will takes part in this process of exchange. Next one, the gaseous exchange at tissue level. The exchange of oxygen from blood into the cells and carbon dioxide from cells into the blood. This is called the gaseous exchange at tissue level. Okay, and the next and the last one, cellular respiration. See how much complex process it is. Cellular respiration means using of the oxygen in cell processes to produce carbon dioxide and water, releasing energy to be used for life processes. This is called cellular respiration. Okay, so what are the 5 major events involving in the process of respiration? These are called steps in the respiration or events in the respiration. The first one is breathing, second one is gaseous exchange at lungs level, third one gaseous transport by blood, the gas transport by blood, next gaseous exchange at tissue level, and the final one is cellular respiration. Okay children, next what is breathing? So let us discuss about breathing. What does the experiment indicates? In the previous class we did experiments to find out what was there in the air we breathe out in your lower classes. Okay, we had been that in a setup with lime water, it turned milky white fast as we breathe out into it, as compared to a similar setup. Here the two setups are given. Two wide mouthed glass bottles or test tubes, okay, arranged like this. So it is a cork, 2-hole rubber cork, through which this a U-shaped tube is introduced, and one inlet and one outlet will be there, and in one test tube lime water is taken, in another test tube water is taken, only water. Okay, and we have to breathe, we have to blow air into this tube. Okay, so where the blowing air containing the carbon dioxide, the experimental setup to this test is to test the presence of carbon dioxide in exhaled air, to test the presence of carbon dioxide in the exhaled air. Okay, so you have to compare these two. So or we can also use a pitchkari or a syringe. Okay, with the help of which you have to pass the normal air. Okay, you can pump normal air into another inlet, okay, with the help of a pitchkari or a syringe air pump. Okay, arrange the apparatus as shown here. So you have to arrange like this. So here after doing this experiment you have to answer these questions. You can do this experiment in your school laboratory also. So there are a few questions given here. Let us try to answer these questions. The first one, what does this experiment indicate? So this experiment indicates that the air which we breathe out contain carbon dioxide. So which gas turns the lime water milky? So it is the carbon dioxide which turns lime water milky. And which gas do you think might be present in the greater quantities in the air we breathe out as compared to air around us? Okay, which gas is present? The air which we breathe out contain more the chalky acid air, that is carbon dioxide. CO2 is present more quantities or greater quantities. So we are also aware of the fact that water vapor deposits on a mirror if we breathe out on it, isn't it? Definitely. If you take a mirror and if you do just blow air onto the mirror, okay, saying ha, then the mirror, a small water vapor layer is formed, a thin layer is formed, isn't it? Next, where does this water vapor comes from in exhaled air? In the exhaled air, where does the water vapor? The water vapor comes from the lungs, because the combustion process takes place and that air comes out. Actually, that water vapor is released at cellular level by the breaking of the glucose or the substrate. Huge amount of heat is produced at several steps. Small amount of heat is produced at several steps. So all those things come out through the air which we breathe out. We shall have to study the path of air in our body through our respiratory system, the mechanism of breathing in respiration, to find out how the exhaled air comes out. Okay, so respiratory system you have to study, then only you can understand the what is the respiratory system. The group of organs which involved in the respiration together from respiratory system. Okay, this is the respiratory system, human respiratory system, the path of air. So first nostrils, from the nostrils nasal cavity. So from the nasal cavity the air enters into pharynx, a common chamber for both air, water and food. So here a structure called epiglottis, a flip like structure which regulates the entry of air. It acts like a traffic police. It allows air to enter into trachea and it allows food to enter into food pipe. Okay, beside this food pipe is present. Okay, and where in the pharynx itself voice box is present, that is called a larynx, where vocal cords are present, they vibrate to produce the sound. Then when the air enters through the nostrils and nasal cavity, the epiglottis close the pharynx and allow the air to enter into trachea or windpipe. From there it reaches the bronchi. Bronchi are the two branches of trachea and they opens into the lungs by small branches called bronchioles. Okay, and finally the bronchioles opening into the lungs. Lungs are spongy structures. There are a pair of lungs. Two lungs are present in our body, and these lungs are made up of the structural and functional units. They are called alveoli. These alveoli are richly supplied with capillaries, blood capillaries, where the exchange of gases takes place in the blood in the alveoli. Okay, what is the path of air? External air rich in oxygen goes through nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, from where enters into the lungs. In the lungs, in the alveoli, the exchange of gases takes place. Oxygen combines with the blood and carbon dioxide leaves the blood. Again when we breathe out from the alveoli, again bronchioles, bronchi, trachea, pharynx, nasal cavity, nostrils come out. So this is the path of air. Okay children, I hope you understood today's class. Please read the textbook. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.